Hello citizens and welcome to this week in Star Citizen week 16. Once again there's been quite a lot of information with concept sales and referral competitions. So without further ado, let's get going. Monday, Citizen of the Stars. In this week of Citizen of the Stars we get an interview with the Moonshiner. She's part of the group of players who streams on Twitch, and this is where they play games and hang out. In Quantum Questions, they put junior technical designer Robert Gaither on the stand, and well, to be honest, it was just a waste of time. Wednesday, Loremaker's Guide to the Galaxy. In this week of Loremaker's Guide to the Galaxy, Adam Weiser gives us a tour of the Crossfire System, and this system is definitely important for humanity because it was the first jump that we ever took to leave our system. Thursday, Around the Verse. This week we get to visit the LA office and Eric Kieran Davis. First out is the engineering team, and they begin with talking about how new ships soon will have heat and power component, and how the cooler will handle how much heat a system can handle, and it will also affect your signature. On the shop side, they mention how transaction system has been re-implemented with their new replicated system called Remote Methods, which will lower the amount of calls to a server, which should make things a bit more responsive. On the lighting entity, they've also been continued to evolve, and they can now start to replace the prefab on vehicles, and they're also now working on making the light rely on vehicle power. They have also worked on something called Control Manager, which will give authority of items in game, and will let players dictate the control of an item and its sub-items. Earlier, they had to manually define what something did. For example, a specific seat was connected to a specific object. Now it can connect to anything, like a turret, or turn the control over to the AI, where before it was either one or the other. If we go over to the ship team, we will see that the white box phase is done on the Terrapin, and they're now in the gray box phase. And they're actually telling us here that the white box phase is already got a flying test version up and running of the Terrapin. They've also continued working on the RSI Aurora, and the redesign is actually going pretty okay, and they're continuing to polish it. And the QA team are testing the planetary tech. Right now they're testing the moon Daymar, and it's looking really good. If we continue on to tech art, they're telling us that they worked on attachment on armors. So weapons are gonna attach correctly on them. The most complex armor so far is the Heavy Marine, with the most things on it. The Heavy Marine armor has 4 grenades, 8 magazines, 2 medpens, 2 gadgets, 1 sidearm and 2 weapons. And the Heavy Marine armor is done, and they're now working on the Heavy Outlaw armor. So maybe we'll see those soon. And of course we have the main event of this week of ATV, and that's the Banu, and we're just gonna go through them quick here and what they've said and not into detail. If we start off with the Banu, then they told us that the Banu can be compared to the Persian Empire if compared to old historical empires. The Banu Defender is also a ship that was meant to be a protective ship for the trade fleets. And then last but not least, we have the referral competition. Right now there is a competition going on where anyone getting referrals from now until Gamescom will have a chance to get in-game rewards. So if you want to help me get a pink dragonfly, for which I only need 10 new referrals. Friday, Happy Hour. During this week's Happy Hour we get something special. We get to take part and vote while the devs develop a new feature. It was a kind of space whale, and on Twitch people were able to join in and vote on what kind of features they wanted this space whale to have. So if you haven't watched this episode of Happy Hour, then I definitely recommend you watching it, because it was one of this week's definite highlights. Schedule update. So last week we got the 3.0 schedule update, and well, there hasn't really been a lot to update you on here, more than that we have some dates that's been changed. For example, on the UI front we have the Mission Manager app that's been delayed. We have the UI owner component that's actually gonna be finished earlier. On graphics we have volumetric fog that's gonna be delayed as well. Then on network we got physics serialization that's also gonna be delayed. So before we reach the end here, there's a few more things that we could cover, and that's the fact that the Banu Defender is in concept sale, and with that we got a really nice page on the website with the Banu Defender and all its brochures about the Banu Defender, and even a small pic of the merchantman here and there. And with that, we also have some prices with Warbond editions and standalone ships and so on. So it's definitely a really nice page to look up if you want to know a little bit more about Banu, if you want to know a little bit more about Banu ship design, or if you just want another little concept sneak peek of the Merchantman. So with that being said, let's go on to our weekly sneak peek, and then I'll just say thank you for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye.